They're playing a little 50 Cent for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you're wearing a little 50 Cent looking outfit.
Oh, yeah, this is my little Steve Atwater jersey. I was a big fan of his. And,
Oh, yeah?
I seen you out here getting down.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying real hard. I don't, do you know how to do that?
Well, that's the crip walk.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that.
No, I don't know how to do it. You got it down packed, though.
I don't think so. No, not really. But hey, good to see you.
Pleasure to see you. Thanks for having me,
And
Ellen.
congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
And happy 04 to you.
Right on.
What'd you do for 04? What'd you do to celebrate?
Watch my TV show.
Yeah? That's exciting. That's a good way. Yeah?
It was nice. I did a show. I usually bring the New Year's in for like the last 12, 15 years with my family unit. But this time I was on the road. I was invited out to Houston. So I was on stage.
You were in Houston?
Yeah. I was in Houston on New Year's. And I was doing, like, when the ball dropped, I was actually on stage. And, like...
Where did you work in Houston? I performed there.
I
Do you remember?
forget the arena, but it was a round arena, and it turned around. And,
oh, that thing where they're all behind you a lot?
Yeah, they're all behind you. And like, it was New Year's, so everybody was drunk.
Yeah.
Coming to the show already, so I'm on the stage, and, like, a lady just, like, came up on the stage and, like, exposed herself, and that was the end of the show.
Yeah.
Can't top that.
No, you can't. Now, so have you played, because I've done New Year's Eve gigs before as a stand-up, that is the worst night ever to perform. Did you know that?
Now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah, because...
I didn't want to be there. I mean, I was happy that Houston invited me.
Yeah.
And I love the people and performing and everything, but that was the night that I wanted to spend with my wife and my kids. You know?
Right. Yeah, but I mean, it's...
But my wife said, go and get that money.
That's right. Don't worry about me.
But we all right.
Yeah.
I get a kid some champagne, put him in bed. You go get that money.
Yeah.
Tax time right around the corner. Holla.
Holla. And I don't know if I was supposed to say holla too. Do I say holla after you say holla?
Well, you crip walking. You about to say holla too.
All right.
You got it down pat. And we gonna go to dinner tonight in Crenshaw.
Yeah. You and I?
Me and you.
Holla.
Go get some. Go get some collard greens and stuff.
Yeah. I like collard greens. It's the only vegetable I actually like. You picked the one thing I like.
Yeah, I like collard greens.
I like collard greens. And cornbread.
Greens plus.
Yeah. It's right there. Have you tried it?
No.
You're gonna need it with this schedule.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, speaking of your wife, that's your high school sweetheart. You've been married to your high school sweetheart for 17 years.
Yeah, we've been down.
Good for you.
That's my girl.
Good for you.
That's my girl. I love her.
That's your girl. You love her, you said?
Yeah, she's still my lady too.
That's very sweet.
Yeah, and what we got is still going nice and hot and everything. So
all right,
I'm
we
really
don't need to
happy.
hear that. So, and you have 3 kids. That's good, and that's even more impressive. They have 3 kids, and you're still got it going on.
Yeah, 3 boys, yeah.
3 boys.
The 3 boys, 17, 16, and 12. Malcolm, Gitrid, and Tracy.
Excuse me?
That's their name, Malcolm, Gitrid, and Tracy.
Gitrid?
Yeah, Gitrid. She named them after Ron Guidry, the baseball player.
Right, so then how did Gitrid come out of that?
I don't know. She was under anesthesia and all that.
Yeah.
I think when she was delivering, they had the baseball game on.
Yeah. And you don't question it, you're just, all right.
Yeah.
And Malcolm is?
He's the middle. He was named after, he's the emotional one. He was named after Malcolm Jamal Warner because, like, when she was delivering him, they had the TV on again, and the Cosby Show was on, so.
Right.
And then Tracy, she named him after me. He was supposed to be the girl, so we was gonna name her Tracy, but it turned out to be a boy. And again, I was on Saturday Night Live, so when she's delivering the TV, she just...
So it could have been like on Bill Murray at the time or something, and it would have been Bill.
If I would have had a daughter, her name would have been Bill.
Yeah, right. No matter what she's looking at. Oh, wow. Well, that's a sweet story, though. And there's a picture of y'all in People magazine. Look how happy. What, here? Look at that. Aww.
Those are my boys. They get big, too, boy. High strung.
All right. Well, we're gonna find out how high strung. We have to go to commercial. We'll be right back after this. We are back with Tracy Morgan, the star of the Tracy Morgan Show. And I was saying that during the break, I love these kids, and that the show is so good. This is the cast right here, if you haven't seen it. And this, what's the woman who plays your wife?
That's Tamala Jones.
She's great. This little boy I saw on a commercial a while ago thinking this is going to be a star. He's adorable. And this one,
Bobby.
Where'd you find that little thing?
Bobby is Gary Coleman to the 6th power.
Uh-huh.
But Mark has been around since he was 6 months old. He was also the little boy in Losing Isaiah. So he's been working, he's like polished, and he's been around for a long time. And whenever I'm in a room with anybody, and Mark John Jeffries is in the room, he's always the smartest person in the room to me. He's like so ahead of everybody, you know.
Or you're not hanging out with the right people. One of the two. But
let me let you know. But Tamala Jones and Bobby J, she plays Elise Mitchell on the show.
Uh-huh.
That's my real mother's name. And Jimmy, his name is Jimmy on my show, and that's my dad's name. My dad died of AIDS in 1987. So I wanted to honor my parents in a monumental way. So that was my way of honoring them. I love you, Mark. Work.
That's great. Well, like I said, are you having fun? Because this is a whole. Now you're awake during the daytime. You were working on Saturday Night Live and going to bed at probably 5 in the morning.
Yeah, out here, like when everybody finishes work, they just go right home.
That's
like
right.
In New York, we go to a bar.
Right. Yeah.
So I miss the nightlife a little bit, but out here, you know, yeah, I have to find something to do with my time.
Right. Yeah. Well, you will, but you know, you get punked during the day. I saw you get punked the other day.
Yeah, that Jaguar wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah. No,
Ain't nothing happening.
Yeah. No, you handled it pretty well, just sitting in there. You weren't going to move. I loved it. So the Tracy Morgan Show is on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock on NBC. Y'all got to watch it. It's very good.